your boy. What it do, man? We got Minnesota, Indiana. You know what? I don't really keep y'all long, man. Just a quick recap. We're gonna talk about the game a little bit, bro. Minnesota is coming off of an embarrassing blowout loss to Michigan State. These are the scariest teams to face, I swear, because you know that they just had one of the worst weeks in practice. And they're gonna take that out on you. They're gonna take it out on you, nobody else, because they don't want that again at all. And you kind of saw that early, like their offense was clicking. They were keeping up with Indiana to a certain point, but uh, at some point, like you need to have more guys making shots, and that's just not in Minnesota's cards this year. I think both coaches sense that this is a pretty important game from Indiana's standpoint. It's your first Big Ten game. They know Minnesota just got creamed, and they're looking for some type of redemption, right? From Minnesota's standpoint, you don't want to start out 0-2 in the league. Indiana went 8 deep today. Did you notice that? 8. They played 8 players. The starting 5, Carlisle, Goody, and Bryson. That's it. 8. That's all they played today. Which I thought was interesting seeing at the very end. Um, if you're scoring, if you're Indiana and you're scoring the ball well and you can't get stops early on, I don't mind throwing Leal in the game. Because just from a team defensive perspective, Leal turns up. He's everywhere. And he doesn't take away from you offensively. If anything, everybody else's bars slide up because they know that they're going to get more shots because he's not looking for his, right? He's looking to hit guys. He's looking to screen for you. Get on the floor, do all the dirty work, get the offensive board, and kick out to you. I just got a few pointers from today. I'm not going to keep y'all long per usual, man. Shout out Cannon Carlisle. 14, 3, 5 assists and a steal. The only thing about Cannon, bro, just stay consistent. Don't 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 revert back. Like don't take this and turn up. You got to be able to turn up. South Carolina, he had an efficient 12, right? Then went to the Bahamas and then had a combined 9 points on like 17 shots or something. Don't be this roller coaster of a guard because then you can't be depended on by the coaches, by the teammates, nobody. So this is a good game for him. Great job. But hey, you don't need to do this every game, but you need to stay consistent, take these same shots, and just be an efficient ball player moving forward. What I also liked is Trey stayed in the starting lineup. I think they should stick with this. Need more from Miles today. He didn't do much. In the first few possessions, he was really pushing and he was getting guys open and everything, but then he kind of chilled out a bit. Like we need him to be that juice, right? But I like Cannon Carlisle coming off the bench because I think when he's with Miles, he doesn't really know what to do. You know that Ricky Bobby interview where he's like, I don't know what to do with my hands. That's how I feel a lot of times when Cannon's out there with Miles. Like he doesn't know what to do. He's just out there kind of running around, kind of running the plays, and he's like, okay, if I'm open, I'll shoot it. I think today he was looking for his spots to whether it was to attack or whether to hit a shot or find someone. I think his mind looks so clear today. Am I the one who feels that way? Like I just feel that he was just playing today, just so thoughtless, right? He was just out there balling, and that's the best way to hoop is with a clear head. When you're not thinking and you're not worried about this and that or who's getting shots, he took what the defense gave him, which I think is a huge step in the right direction. Huge step. The balance is so much better where it feels like Carlisle he's just able to just be him without worrying about other people. Like when he's out there with Goody, even Trey, Bryson, like Renew, like he knows that he's the point of attack. So he knows what his role is. He's not second guessing himself. Oh, should I do this or should I do that? He was just out there doing, and I thought that was huge. And Bryson Tucker, off the bounce today, he shot, I think, 2 or 3 mid range shots out of like 9 or 10. I love that. I love the fact he was finishing around the rim because he's athletic. Like, use that athleticism all the time. Coming off curls, attacking. He could have shot like 2 or 3 middies. Like a month ago, those would have been middies. Today, he took 1 or 2 extra dribbles, finished at the cup, finished around the cup. And he's getting fouled, getting to the free throw line. You know the best way for shooters to get their shot right? It's by shooting free throws. You know how you shoot free throws? You apply rim pressure. And that's what Tucker did today. He applied a lot of rim pressure. He got to the line. He saw the ball go in a couple times. That's how you get that rhythm. That's how you get that rhythm, bro. If you're Minnesota, this was tough. This was a tough one. You're clearly outclassed a bit in terms of talent when it comes to going having your first road game be at Assembly Hall in Indiana, and the matchup isn't great for you, not great in the backcourt, and then when your bread and butter is your power forward in Dawson Garcia, he had to earn all of his buckets tonight, almost every single one. I don't even know what he ended up with, but he earned every bit of it. He was 9 for 15 today, and he was getting doubled. He was getting jammed down. I mean, it had Minnesota in a really tough spot a lot of the times, just forcing turnovers, getting the ball out of his hands. Then Indiana would just get the ball, go, and just kill that entire possession. In Indiana's rotations today on Dawson Garcia, like people say, oh, he like 20 something, like they didn't do anything. Yes, they did. Like, yo, Dawson Garcia is one of the best players in the entire league. One of the better players in the entire country. He won't get that love because Minnesota is not a very good basketball team. But he is, you know, don't be surprised if he's on like a two-way next year, on like a 1 or 2 year guaranteed contract where he gets picked in the second or he goes undrafted, but he knows right where to go. Like, do not be shocked. Like, that is an NBA type of dude. 6'11", 245, can shoot the ball, can drive it. Indiana did such a good job against him. And when you have multiple bigs that can, that you could throw, like you could throw at Dawson, I mean, it just wears him down throughout the entire game. Then there's really no secondary guy right now for Minnesota. You would hope that Mike Mitchell gets to that point, but his his ankle, I could tell, is still not his ankle's still not up to snuff. Um, Little weak. His step backs just aren't as crisp. Even when he's like in between plays, you can still see a little gimp. And Minnesota, their schedule here over the next like 4 weeks is nice and easy. They have FDU and they have Morgan State until January 2nd, where they play Purdue. That's a lot of time to get healthy. That's a lot of time to find a lot within yourselves. Um, I do expect they don't have a game for like 12 days. They have a game like right around like Christmas time. So they have a lot of time to get real healthy. They have a lot of time to really find within themselves who they are. Um, I was surprised that Rigsby didn't play that much today, but either way, man, like this was it was a 15-point win by Indiana. Indiana did cover the spread fairly easily, but they kind of hovered around that 15-16, and I think it was 100% because Minnesota, they just came in with so much fight in this game. But I think Indiana needs that same type of fight because they still have something to prove on a national level, on a Big Ten level, shoot, on an Indiana fan base level. Like nobody believes in this team, and they're playing like everybody loves them. That's just not the case. That's just not the case. National perception thinks that they're a joke. Big Ten perception thinks they're a joke. The Indiana fan base thinks they're a joke. The rivals think they're a joke. And they're playing like everybody loves them. So I'm just waiting for them to turn up and really understand what they're being perceived as. We'll see what their net jumps to, though. I think they were 57 today. Not sure what a 15-point win would do over a 163 at home. Probably about the same. They might jump 1 or 2 spots. But today was just about being 1-0 in the Big Ten, and Minnesota moves to 0-2. They do have a tough game against Nebraska coming up. Nebraska is another one of those teams that took an absolute whooping. They took an absolute whooping. Who'd they play? Who Nebraska? Oh, another blowout by Michigan State. They beat, so Michigan State beat Minnesota by 18 and then beat Nebraska by almost 30. And Nebraska's going to have 6 days on this. 6 days on this. That's going to be if you are an Indiana fan and you want to see, does my team have the fight to legit compete for a Big Ten championship? You're going to get your answer when they go to Nebraska. That Nebraska team is one of the better defenses that I have seen in a long time when they're really dialed in. I know they ran into a buzzsaw, but I am really excited about this game because they don't have that positional size advantage in this game. They start at 7 feet, 6'10", 6'6", 6'7" on the wings, combo guards. Wooster, point guards, around 6'4", 6'5". They're going to be bigger than Indiana. We will see what that looks like how Nebraska's gonna attack. Because you got Bugengel, who may come off the bench if Connor Seaton's starting. It's going to be tough. But like I said, if you're an Indiana fan and you want to see, does Indiana have the fight to really compete at a high level, they're going to go to Nebraska with a chip on their shoulder. That's a quad one. Nebraska's a top 75 team. It's a quad one. This is one of those games where you come in half-stepping, Indiana will lose by 20 plus. And Nebraska knows how to close games. They know how to close games. So, going to learn a lot from Indiana and Nebraska. I'm telling you that right now. Right now. You come in acting thinking you're too cool for school, bro. Go ahead. Have fun. You're going to get blasted. You're going to get blasted in Lincoln. It's going to be terrible. It's going to be ugly. So, big win today for Indiana. Back to the drawing board for Minnesota. Minnesota got 2 games to get healthy before Purdue in January. Indiana, Nebraska's been waiting for 6 days before they could play y'all. If you come in half-stepping, you're going to get embarrassed. I'm telling you that right now. Be easy. Dan Dockage can't guard me.